Three, two, one, action. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. We'll start off today with some music, and I'm going to switch to camera mode officially. I was so inspired by the show last night, I felt jealous. I said, why does he get to play on an Easy P7? So I'm going to play on the Easy P7 for our opening number, and then we'll go into the class today. And let's see, I'm going to speed it up. Intro and tempo, tempo, tempo. There we go. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that opening number. All right, I'm going to switch camera view here and a couple things. Before I get started, by the way, a quick little blurb. This is very important, and I've been talking about it, but we're very excited about this. Let's see here. Let me switch over to this. Tomorrow, we have one of the most exciting things happening that I'm excited about. And do you see that there, Joni? Just nod your head. Okay, Member Appreciation Day's grand finale. We have, if it works out, we're going to have 7 different students, one from each store, performing. We're going to go around the nation. You know, last night we had some technical difficulties. It was pulling my hair out, and I was reminded on my drive home, and I said, you know, it could be a lot worse. I could not have this technology in Zoom and teaching 74 people today, or I had 140 people yesterday, and I have to try to remember to kind of, you know, take a look at the bright side of things, because I get a kick out of teaching, and a lot of our other teachers do, and I loved the class that I'm going to do today. And but what's great is we're going to use our technology, and however it works out is going to work out. But one thing's for sure, we're going to have 1 student per store. This is not, we chose, and this wasn't something we chose students that play well or didn't play. It's not about that. It's about a student having a little courage to come in, and we'll set them all up. And so we want everybody to join. That's tomorrow. Okay. Secondly, I want to also mention that after the class, what I'm going to do right now is in the chat, I am going to upload the music. In case you have a computer, you can, give me a second, I'm going through my computer right now and finding the music from today. And let's see here, when the saints go marching in and the materials. There it is. So you're going to see this music showing up in just a moment. And then I'm going to also screen share my materials. I think if I can find it, there it is. So you should see there it says learn how to memorize. If, by the way, let me stop this for a second. If you went on the email today, let me go back to the email. And you should have seen an email that looked like this today, okay? And it says, this is very important, pay very close attention to this. First of all, if you click on here, it should automatically give you the option to print the materials, okay? You'll see another button here. This is going to temporarily give you the same information that's in here. However, at the end of the class, I'm going to show you that everything I type up on the music today, after the class is done and you click on here, it'll give you the updated information. So everything I type today, theoretically, when you click on it, should show up the new way. And I'll do that throughout the class to test it out. We'll see that. And then I have another clever way of you getting the updated material. So I'm going to encourage, however, take notes today, because I'm going to call on a few students to help me out. Use the materials. I'll type it up so you see it. It'll be up there on the screen share many times. And hopefully by the end of the class, you'll have enough information. The videos will be on the YouTube. You can watch it. You can try it out and have some fun with it. So I'll come back to this in just a moment. Now, let's talk about learning how to memorize a song. I'm going to switch to my gallery mode and take a look at some faces here. Show of hands. How many of you have a good memory? Well, that wasn't very thrilling. Only a few hands went up. Now, if you have no screen up, I can't tell, so there might be more. You know what's even funnier is when I do that, it's always interesting to see the expressions on some of the people's faces when I ask that question. If you'd have saw what I saw in the gallery mode, you had some that go like this, and you went, I can only imagine. Well, let me ask you another question. Some of us still go out of the house. We have to go out to get groceries. We have to go to the doctor's office. Some of us stay in, and they have that done for us, I guess. You know, that's helpful. Pre-pandemic, you used to drive to the store. You went driving out in your neighborhood. Let's say you went to the store at Fletcher Music Centers for your lesson. If you remember way back when that wasn't an issue and you drove to the store. Now, I'm just going to look at your faces here, and just when you drove to the store and it was time for you to go home, when you got in your car, did you put on your GPS every time? And did you look at every single road sign? Did you look at and say, okay, I got to make sure, where do I go next? Do you think about that when you do that? Why not? Anybody know? Why is that? Why didn't you have to?
It's automatic.
Why is it automatic though? Have you done it a few times?
Repetition.
You did it enough times. You just know what to do it. Now, let's say one of you comes out and you happen to be in Tucson. This is where I'm at. And I'm here with you and I'm talking to you and I say, and you go, where's a good place to eat? I'm hungry. And I go, oh, you know, you ought to try this restaurant. Go to this restaurant down the road. And then you use your GPS. But no matter what, it's always good to have some. When you get to that road, you want to turn here, you want to do that, you want to do this, you want to do that. You know, we use the GPS, but the minute we're using GPS, even if we're using GPS and it's talking us at turn left at so-and-so, you're still going like this, right? And if you have your spouse with you, where is it? No, you told me it was the right turn, no left. I'm sure none of you do that, right?
Always.
I see a bunch of people laughing. Right? So anyway, the point is, if you go to a new city, if you've never been there and you haven't done it, you look for the street signs. You look for, okay, where do I have to go? Now, it happens to me every time. When I visited in Florida many times, I got to the point where I didn't have to think about it anymore because I did it enough times. My point of this is that I don't think it's a matter if we have a good memory or not. I think it's a matter of something that we do by habit. To me, learning to play by memory is more about doing something out of habit than it is having a good memory. Okay? It's no different than first thing in the morning. A lot of people have a certain thing they do, and they've done it so much. You know, you get up, they go, maybe they make coffee first thing in the morning, maybe they do something else first thing in the morning, they play the instrument first thing in the morning. You know, you have a routine, and then like I get up most mornings, I like to go and I exercise, and then when I'm done with that, I go and I wake my daughter up. I take that back. I make the attempt to wake her up. I fight my way waking her up. And then, you know, I have a routine, and I brush my teeth. And everything is, you know, you don't have to be reminded to brush your teeth every day, do we? Because you've done it. It's part of your routine. You've created a habit. So today, when we get into the heart of some of the, just the mechanics, just keep in mind that it's going to be, you're going to realize after today that it's mostly about routine and creating a habit and doing something repetitiously. And then I'll kind of have some FYIs on that. So, having said that, I'm going to put the music and the notes on the screen, and I'm going to type some stuff for you. Here's something before you make an attempt. Before you make an attempt to learning how to memorize a song, I think it's very important that you do one thing. And that is, well, before I do that, let me just show of hands. How many of you have songs that you think you can memorize very easily? Some of you? One hand, two hand. There's not very many. Okay. You ever have that song you play, you try to play, and the first time you play it, it just doesn't go well? Doesn't work out. It's a harder song. The song for me is Tico Tico. I've never put the time to learn that song. Every time I do, I start and then I get frustrated and I walk away and then it just goes away and I never do it again. But take a song like a Tico Tico. The notes are very fast. You ever do a lot of crossovers. There's chords there's involved. A song like New York, New York has got a lot of chord changes. The thing that this goes along with not just memorizing a song in any case, anything that's a little bit uncomfortable or something out of your box that's a little not your norm. I always say there's something you should always do first. Okay? Let me put it on the screen here. And let me type it on. So if you have the notes here, okay? Oops, that's not the one I want. That is on, give me 1 second, folks. I need the one that I can edit. Maybe I don't have it opened up. Okay, here we go. Let me pull it up, and then I'm going to type on it as we go. Okay. All right, so you see that there. I'm going to type up something that's extremely important before, and this really applies to anything that you do musically that might be a little more challenging than the norm. Okay? I'm going to hit text here, and I'm going to type the words warm up with a song that you are comfortable with. In fact, I should even put it here first. Okay? In fact, I'm going to even go in and do this. I'm going to make this big red letters. Okay? Now, I'm going to leave that up there for a moment. Actually, let me stop. I'm going to look at you guys so I can see your beautiful faces. Anyone ever had an opportunity to see a symphony orchestra perform of some sort? It's interesting because the last time I went and saw the symphony, I was 30 minutes early or whatever it was. I wanted to be on time, and before the show started, all of a sudden, all I heard was the string players and the oboes and the horns, and heard all these musical instruments going on, and it was just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. It just sounded like crazy. What do you think they were doing? They were warming up. The last thing they need when they need to happen when they're doing is not being warmed up. They're getting ready to do this complex stuff. Now, these are musicians that are accomplished, but even the most accomplished players warm up. Bands, pianists, artists, you name it, they always warm up prior to the show. Well, it's no different for a hobby player. If you're going to learn to play a song or learn a new technique like learning how to memorize a song, it's always best to get these fingers nimble and warmed up and comfortable. And so for me, before I do anything, I think it's always very important. And I put here, warm up with a song first that you're comfortable with. I don't know if this looks better this way. Okay? And it could be a simple song. It could be something. Every time I play a show beforehand, you'd be surprised how many times I actually warm up with When the Saints Go Marching In. It's kind of an easy song. I play. The songs are really easy to get my fingers going around. It gives me an opportunity to ad-lib a little bit. When it's time for the show, it makes it a little bit easier for me. Now, it's a fact. Sometimes we don't warm up before the show. Does that happen, Joni? You ever had that happen where that you didn't get a chance to warm up? Let's see what her response is. You always warm up before a show?
Yes.
See, that's Joni. Not like me. I'm kind of one of those, I'm always doing tasks to the very last minute. And sometimes I don't have a chance to warm up. And you know when I warm up? My first song.
That's scary.
I usually try to get a song that I go, well, I'll open up with this song. It'll get me going and then it'll give me a chance to warm up. And sometimes that's my warm-up song. So keep that in mind.
Ooh.
Warming up to a song or a couple songs, and it may not be just a song. It may be something that you do. Do I have the memorized screen up there? I want to make sure I have the right one up there. Let me put it up. Sorry. Share. There we go. All right. Do you see the notes there? Okay. So now this doesn't mean one song, like I said, one song, 5 songs, whatever you just feel comfortable with. All right. Now, let me go into step 1 in learning how to memorize a song. I'm going to put this. I'll change the color to blue just to keep it a little different. And I'm going to write for number 1, song selection. Okay? So if you have those notes, or if you're taking notes, write the word song selection. Okay? And then next, let me change this to red, back to red. And I'm going to put pick a song that you're familiar with. Okay? And I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put all 3 of the A, B, and C on here, and then I'll discuss it. Pick a song that I'm going to actually go easy. I'm going to flip-flop these first. I don't know that it matters because it's kind of all one step. Okay? And pick a song that you like. Now, in doing this, if you're learning to memorize a song, this is kind of a new thing for you. It's a first timer for you. You may not be able to get the song that you like. Okay? For example, a lot of people, when I say the song Mary Ann, I get a funny reaction. Well, for a lot of students, without that song, they wouldn't be playing today. We'll get back to that in a bit. So I've got three very important things under song selection. Pick a song that's easy, pick a song that you're familiar with, and pick a song that you like. Now, I told you earlier that Tico Tico was my crutch song. That's my song that I've never learned in 27 years. I never put the time to learn to play it to begin with. If I wanted to learn to play Tico Tico by memory today, and I was learning to memorize songs for the first time, I probably wouldn't do Tico Tico. Okay? If you're doing this for a first time, I would make sure that you pick something simple to get in the habit of doing it. And you'll see why by the end of the class, why that makes a difference in future songs that you want to memorize. Okay? So, I chose Learn How to When the Saints Go Marching In for today's class. Now let's take a look at this. This is song 5, Joni, in Conductor Magic, is it? 4? It's either song 4 or 5. It's one of the first half of the songs in Conductor Magic. Conductor Magic is I'm just starting to learn to play for the first time. There's a reason why we've chosen this song. Look how easy that song looks. If someone's never played before, they could look at that song and go, hey, I could probably play that song. There's more to it. There's another reason why I chose it. Okay? And I'll get to that in a little bit, and I alluded to it a little bit when I opened it up with the song. So I picked a song that looks easy. What's the next thing it says? That I'm familiar with, When the Saints Go Marching In. Most people are familiar with that. And a song that I like. Now, I like When the Saints Go Marching In, and I'll tell you why I'll do in a little bit. But if I had to play the song just like this every time in concert, I probably wouldn't have as much fun playing it. Okay? But I'll get to that, so hold that thought. So it really fits all three of those. An important one is a song you're familiar with. You know, if I said, play the song Shallow by, I think her name is Lady Gaga. Some people may know that because they know who that artist is, but may not relate to the song, or they may have heard it, may know it, but they don't like it either. Well, it doesn't work. I know the song because my daughter listens to Kids Bop all the time on my car radio, and that song pops up all the time. So that's how I know these songs. But it's not a song that I would learn. But for our students, they may not be familiar with it. Why would we want to learn to play a song if we're not familiar with it and we don't like? So again, these 3 points are very important. And I think When the Saints kind of helps. Now, some of you may say, I don't quite like When the Saints Go Marching In. Okay, I get it. But trust me, you're going to want to find a simple song, even if it's a Mary Ann type song. Okay? Now, this is the part that I really love teaching here, because this is where we get you involved. And for number 2, I'm going to type, learn the song in segments or parts. Okay? And under A, I'm going to put play the segments frequently. Okay? And then I'll put one more here, and then I'll put the music and demonstrate what I mean. Play the part. Actually, I'm going to stop the screen share and I'll save that. So what I'm going to, oops, let me bring it back up. Sorry. I'll get back to that in a minute. So it says learn the song in segments and play the segments frequently. So here we go. Now, can you see the music there? C, E, F, G. You see that there, Joni? Is that showing up okay on your view? Okay. So if you take a look at the music, it says C, E, F, G. Okay? Now, if you notice this song, the next four notes is C, E, F, G. And coincidentally, the next four notes of that C, E, F, G. Now, for me, now it may be different for anyone else, but I would think that what we would like to do is take this first segment, and I'm going to draw a line here. Okay? And draw a line just like that. All right? And to me, this is one segment. So you'll notice in my notes it says learn the song in segments. And so what I did is I selected a segment, and then I'm going to play that segment frequently. Okay? So, well, I'll switch to camera view here a little bit. So I opened up with When the Saints Go Marching In. If you can kind of look at the instrument there. And I'm going to put this here. Have my music. And the music that I had on the screen was C, E, F, G. So what I'm going to do is play just that. Now, here's the trick to this. You notice I said learn that segment. I'm not going any further. Now, I have to tell you, it's very tempting. When you have this, it's going to be very tempting that you're going to want to continue playing the song. But that's not what we're doing, is playing this. We're learning to memorize the song. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the song, and I created this segment here, okay, from here to here, and I'm going to keep playing that segment frequently. The question is how long do you play that segment? Well, it's entirely up to you and how comfortable you are. The next part of this is going to determine that, okay? I play that segment frequently, and then I get to the point where I take a chance and I play that segment that I learned, or part. Play the segment part that you learned without the music. Ooh, scary. That's the scary part. I have to make this font size a little smaller to fit it in here. There we go. There. Now I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put, oh, so colorful. Let me make that big. Okay. This is important. This is an important part of the song. There you go. We'll have group participation in a moment. Now, so you notice here, I made a big important point of saying, play the segments frequently, and then to the point where you can play it without the music. So I'm going to keep playing that song. Now, I'm not going to do it, but if I was learning to memorize a song, I would take that part of the song, and then what I would do is, let me switch the camera view here, is I would keep playing that part of the song, and I'd stop right there. Once I play it, and then I'll start over and I'll do it again and I'll do it again. And this is the part that's important. Once you do that, this is the part that takes a little courage. Take the music, flip it over, put it away. Some people will do this. They'll leave it there and say, well, I just won't look. No, you won't. You'll look. You'll be tempted. The only way to actually do it is take away the music. All right? Now, what happens if you learn that part of the song, you take it away, and then you try playing that part of the song without the music? What happens if you don't accomplish it? Then you need to go back and put it back on, play that part, play that part, play that part. Take it away and do it. Now, the first 4 notes in the music, does everybody write those first 4 notes down? Let me just put it up here. Just take your sheet of music, or if you have the music printed, you have it. First 4 notes, anybody can chime in. What are the first 4 notes? C, E, F, G. Let me hear it from somebody.
C, E, F, G.
And what's the second 4 notes?
C, E, F, G.
Good answer. What was the next 4 notes?
C,
E, E, F, G.
Okay. This is how I know you're paying attention to me. All right. So first 4 notes again. David, where's what?
C, E, F, G.
Good answer. What was the next 4 notes?
C, E, F, G.
Now, do you have your notes in front of you at least?
Who?
You. Did
No.
you write this down?
Yeah, but they're not in front of me. I turned.
You turned it over?
Yeah, actually, I dropped it on the floor.
Uh-oh. So this is a good test.
Well, I wouldn't.
Let's do this,
So I
David. You're on the spot, David. Everybody's watching. Here we go. What's the first 4 notes?
C, E, F, G.
Next 4 notes.
C, E, F, G.
And the next 4 notes.
C, E, F, G.
Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. They're all applauding. I can see them. All right. So let's see. Who else wants to give it a shot? Who's got the music, the first 4 notes written down? I want you to take the first 4 notes. Marlis, you're looking at your notes. You got the notes there? I can't hear you. Unmute yourself there.
I have the music right here.
Do you? What are the first 4 notes?
C, E, F, G.
What's the next 4 notes?
C, E, F, G.
Are you sure? What's the next 4 notes?
C, E, F.
Are you looking at the music?
No, I'm looking
Let's
at
do it again. Then we got to wait a second. Let's do this right. What's the first 4 notes?
C, E, F, G.
Next 4 notes.
C, E, F, G.
Next 4 notes.
C, E, F.
Oh, tell it to me. Tell it to me. Oh, sorry. That's Sundays.
And I
You get
hate
the point here, folks. You get the point here. Now, why is that so simple? Well, naturally, the first 4 notes repeat. So this ties in what I was saying earlier. Pick a song that's easy, something you might be familiar with, and maybe a song that you like. Now, that's going to be the tricky one because a lot of times the easiest songs to play aren't always the songs that we enjoy playing. That's called discipline, folks. Okay? Now, so once you have, now, when you're playing the music, you're not going to be going C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G. You're going to actually be playing the notes. All right? Let me see if I can stick my music here. The wind's blowing at my fan. Now, here's what you can do. I'm going to put the music back up here and give you the next part of this. So we learn the song in segments. We play that segment frequently, or in this case, you might shout the notes out. And here's something else you can do that's kind of fun. A lot of times what somebody will do is they will take the song, they'll put the music up. Let me switch camera. All right, so I have my music here. And rather than playing the notes, they'll probably play the chords along with it and hum out the song or sing the melody. Oh, when the saints go marching stop because that's one segment. That's another thing you can do to get comfortable with the song. However, if you're learning the notes, you might just do this. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G. Keep saying it to yourself. Hum it out, sing along. I'm not a good singer, Robert. That's okay. It's not about being a good singer. It's about getting in the habit of playing. We're creating a habit. We're basically learning to drive to that location and drive back without having to think about it. We're creating a habit, okay? Now, I'm going to bring up the music. By the time you're done with this, you're going to go, oh, is that all it is? Because it really is this simple. And I'll tell you the one reason in a little bit why most people don't memorize songs. And it's not a negative. It's because we play a lot of great songs. Now, I'm going to go to the third part here. And I'm going to put this here and type in learn another part / segment of the song. Okay? And let's do that. So C, E, F, G, C, we got this part here. I think E, C, E, D, I think what I did yesterday as an example is I used this part as my next segment. Okay? So we have E, C, E, D. Now let me come back up here and I'm going to type in repeat 2A and 2B. What does 2A and 2B say? Play that segment frequently. Play that segment to that you learned without the music. So I'm going to do exactly what it says here. So what I'm going to do is take my music now, because this kind of overlaps a little bit, I'm going to actually take it from this note, G, E, C, E, D. All right, let me stop the screen share and show you on the instrument here. So what I'm going to do is, so the first part was, okay, we got that part. But now I'm going to take my music and learn the new segment. And what did I say to do? You do it over and over and over and over and over, and you keep doing it. And then when you do it over and over and over, and then what do we try to do? What do we try to do?
Put it together.
Hey, we got the music.
Take the music away. Put it away. Scary. Not that scary. You're in your home. You can always bring it back when you need it. The hardest part is the actual act of taking the music and putting it down and just trying to play that part. Now, you do not want to do anything else until you get that part down. Okay? And you do that enough times until you can, here's the important part of this, is you don't try to go finish the rest of the song until you're comfortable with the one part. That's the trick. Now, how many of you, I'm looking at how many of you have a few music books? 3, 4, maybe, 7, 10, 20, 30? Boy, you could have your own little book sale.
I have over 30.
You got to, now, sometimes we buy a book for one song, right?
Right.
But I'm guessing, I'm pretty accurate on this. Most students, when they get a music book, it happens all the time, especially in the holidays. They get a Christmas book, or they come in, they go, I love hymns, and they get a book with hymns or countries and, whatever. You open up that book, and we do what? We put it on. Oh, I love this song. We play it one time through. We try to learn it. We play it. And then you get to the point, well, I'm going to try another song, right? So what happens is you have so much fun playing these songs, there's no reason to stay on one song over and over. Well, that's why sometimes students don't memorize songs, so we don't stick to it. And that's okay. That's not what you bought the book for. You bought the book to enjoy all these wonderful songs. I would even say that some of you are better sight readers than me. I use the Easy Play Music to learn the song, and I play it so much so I don't have to use it anymore. Because the minute my eyes go from the keys to the music and I don't get to look at my hands anymore, a lot of stuff happens. A lot of people don't realize because I have a song that I memorized, I get to look at my hands a lot. So I'm actually cheating. That's okay. So let me come back to the screen share here. And so what we said was, once you get the second part, you repeat 2A and 2B. So that means play these notes over and over until you can do it without the music. Now you ready for this? Whoa, big step here. Major step. Let me do this. Control A. And type play both segments without the music. Now here's what I mean by that, folks. So for starters, we did one segment and you got comfortable with that. And then you went to the next segment, whatever you chose, and you played it till you got comfortable. Now what we do is we take a segment, and I'm going to make this a different color just to make it stand out differently. Oops. Come on. Oh, wrong thing. Here we go. I'll just make this stand out so you could see. Okay? So now what has happened is because I already got comfortable with this part, and I got comfortable with this part. Now, of course, I'm giving you the shorter version of it. But in your home, it's at your time. It's what works for you. Now we want to put this whole thing together. So before I do that, we have C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G. We got that down. The next four notes are E, C, E, D. Now, I need somebody, a volunteer. E, C, E, D. Anybody?
ECED.
Who said that?
Mary.
Let me
Newish
look
one.
for you. Mary. E, C, E, D.
Right.
Let me hear it again.
ECED.
And one more time.
ECED.
Another time. Are you using the music?
No.
You're not? Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. What are the next four notes?
ECED.
One more time.
ECED.
Oh, tell it to me again.
Hey,
All right.
you need to correct the spelling of frequently. You left out the R.
Did I leave out something? Oh my goodness. This is being recorded. How
Robert
embarrassing.
Roman has started screen share.
How embarrassing. Where is frequently? Oh,
Oh, R.
there it is. This is embarrassing. This is going to be on YouTube too. Okay, so
Wow.
we have C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G, E, C, E, D. Now, anyone brave enough to do it all?
Robert Roman has stopped screen share.
Oh my goodness, I have stopped screen sharing. All right. So C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G, E, C, E, D. Let's do it together. You can do it with your mute off. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G, E, C, E, D. All right, let's do it again. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G. E, C, E, D. Who wants to give it a shot?
Well,
All right, Linda,
okay, here we go.
you got the notes in front of you?
Rice, I do. C,
Okay, let's start off with you using your notes. C, E, F, G. Do it.
C, E, F, G. She's muted.
Oh, wait. You're muted, Linda. Let's unmute you. Hold on. Okay. Can we hear you?
C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G, C, E, F, G, E, C, E, D.
ECED. Say those 4 notes 4 times.
Oh, that one?
The last 4.
ECED, ECED, ECED,
Turn the
EC.
music over. Stop looking.
I don't have the music. I just said my notes.
Okay, stop. Turn your notes away. Stop looking at the notes now. What's the last 4 notes again? ECED.
ECED,
Let me hear it again.
ECED,
One more time.
ECED.
Oh, tell it to me. Praise it to me. All right. Now let's try without looking at the notes. It's tempted. Look at the eyeballs. They want to go down. That's okay. All right. Let's do it all together. Now I'm going to say it one time, and then I'm going to have you do it. So it's C, E, F, G, C. And actually, someone was doing it earlier. Yesterday, someone did this, and I encourage it. You don't have to, but someone will go C, E, F, G, C,
Yeah.
E, F, G, C, E, F, G, E, C, E, D. All right? You give it a shot now. C.
CEFG, CEF,
CEFG,
CEFG,
CEFG.
All right, start again. Do it again. One more time. We learn by repetition. This is we're creating a habit.
ECFG, 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 ECDE. Or
Getting
E.
close. That's okay. Now look at your notes. Look at your notes. Now repeat the first those notes again. C, E, F, G. Come on.
CEFG, 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 ECED.
All right. Now put the notes away. Look straight ahead. Say it one more time. C.
ECFG.
C. No, start off with C. C, E, F, G.
Oh, CEFG, 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 ECED.
Yes! Yes! Give her a big round of applause, everybody! Give her a big round of applause. Give her a big round of applause. Okay.
Good job, Linda.
Yes. Now, in the real world, you're not going to be put on the spot in front of a bunch of students. And quite frankly, let's face it, learning the letters of the song and speaking the letters of the song is not as fun as playing it. But what you essentially do is what you just did, but with the music. And it's probably going to be a little bit more fun to do it when you're actually playing the organ, okay? Now, sometimes you may be able to start off with the notes like that, but, you know, Spanish Eyes, for example, check this out. Let me change the camera view. You may not want to rehearse the notes to Spanish Eyes just saying it, because here's how Spanish Eyes goes. Well, then you'd have to go E, F. It's up to you, however you want to do it, all right? Now, here's another little fun thing you can do. Some of you may have this, and this is kind of just a little bit of an extra. And then I've got a couple other final points here that I think it's very important for you to know. And these aren't mechanical points. These are more, I guess, psychological points. I'm going to switch camera views, and we'll come on over here. Some of you have on your instruments built-in or a USB, okay? What you can do, and in fact, even if you don't have the recording feature, you may want to do this anyway. But earlier I mentioned, if you have your music up, sometimes what you can do is play the song first without the melody and just kind of play the chords. And then maybe hum out the notes. You could say the words, but I think the notes are even more important. You know, so in other words, something like, now this is really fast. Let me slow it down. I have razzmatazz. It comes up to 200. I'm going to put it down to 140 something. Okay? All right, so this is razzmatazz, and I use Frank and the Count over there, but Dixieland works, not any style that works. It's pretty important that you put a tempo that works for you. If you're very uncomfortable doing this, make sure you put it at a speed that works for you. 120 may be fine too. But what you may do is just play the chords. Oh, when the, you know, maybe just hum out the notes. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G. Stop. Do it again like I did earlier, okay? And then all the necessary steps. What you can also do is go and use the recording feature. And what you can do, make sure it's at the right tempo. And when I record this, I'm not going to record the melody. Okay? I am going to, however, sing the notes or the melody to the song. I'm just recording my left hand. So let me just do this. Okay. Put on an intro. I messed that up. I had my setups wrong. Let me start over. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So I've got the rhythm on, the background, everything's ready to go. Record. Oh, when the saints, C, E, F, G. You can interchange it. C, E, F, G, E, C, E, D. I want to be there in the numbers when the saints go marching in. Ending. In fact, now, the way I just recorded, nothing else was recorded except for what I just played. And in fact, I even held it close to me so I could have it real close. I don't have to keep it up here. There's no rule it has to be here. Now, when I play it back, all you hear is the background that was recorded. Now listen for the chord change. You can kind of hear it in there, all right? Now what I can do is put the music up or this, and when I play it back, now I don't have to worry about the left hand. I can rehearse that with my right hand only. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G. C, E, F, G, E. Oh, I got to stop right there. And now you keep doing it. And then maybe you could try it that way and do that part over and over, that part over and over, that part over and over, that part over and over. And then you take the music away, and then we try it again. Here we go. I'm taking a chance. I think I can do it, folks. Okay? And et cetera, et cetera. So you can use that same technique along with, if that helps. It's just an extra little thing that you can do. All right? Now, there's a couple of things that are very important. This is more psychological. Do you ever have a song that you're learning for the first time and you work out on it a few times and you're trying to play it and it just doesn't go right? Nothing's going the way you want. Right? And you might even say to yourself, gosh, I played it so much better last week. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. They come into the store and they play, you know, I was just playing this at home a little while ago and it was perfect. Did it ever happen? Yeah. You get frustrated, right? Well, let me put this up here. And let's see here. Right here is a good place for it. I'm going to type in a little text here, and I'm going to type in frustration. The moment you start feeling frustrated, stop and play a fun song. In other words, you know, everybody said earlier, everybody has that song or two where they're comfortable with or what have you. To me, if you're trying this out and you're working on it, and here's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you can work at it so much that it begins to gradually become counterproductive and it becomes harder and harder to do it. When that happens, it's very important. And then there's some people out there, they're not like that. I've got to learn it. I've got to do it. I'm going to stick here and do it. Well, that's not learning to play music for a hobby. That's not recreational music making. It's about having fun, okay? The minute it starts becoming frustrated, stop and do one of two things. Walk away, or you know what? Just go back to playing that fun song that you had, that you play and just walk away from it. I promise you this, when that happens, if you do that and you walk away from it, later on you come back and work on it a little bit, it might be a little bit easier. It never fails. And I've been at Fletcher Music since 93, and I started playing keyboard in 93. It's 20, how many years is that? 27 years at Fletcher Music Centers. And I always have that song that I'm learning that happens. It never fails. And even after 27 years, it still happens. Stop and go play something fun. Go grab an ice cream. Go relax. Just get away from it is the point. Just do something else. Here's something else that's very important. Playing, just a side note, by memory. Well, actually, I'll put this last. Yesterday, I put this first. I'll get to this point. Setup. This is important. Setup. It's very important to have a great sound when playing, or I'm going to put / rehearsing. Try not to use the word practicing. And what I mean by that is, make sure to pick a setup that works for you. Pick a sound that you like. Now, here's what I do a lot. When I'm learning a new song or something that involves playing a song that's a little tricky, where you're making a lot of oops. Now, I know some of you don't have a lot of oops when you're playing, right? David, you don't have any oops when you're playing. He's laughing at me like, yes, that's only you, Robert. Carol, you don't make any oops? Carol Swift? I heard you make no oops whatsoever. She's going like this. No. Yes, no. Okay? Here's a cool little thing. When you're trying a song like this, or something new for the first time, or something like that, I would stay away from, when I say make a good sound setup, you obviously want a sound that you like, but more importantly, this is a little thing, but I always say stay away from those sounds that's going to make it sound worse than it is. For example, if I was playing the song When the Saints Go Marching In with a banjo, and I make a mistake, it just really stands out. Or piano, percussion sound. Percussion is like xylophones, instruments that are struck. Okay? When I practice or do a rehearse of these songs, sometimes I'll start off with just, when you power up the instrument, just find a nice, just good classic organ sound. For those of you who have preset 1, general preset 1 here without a rhythm preset, you get this just good old-fashioned organ sound on there. That's a great sound to use, because watch what happens when I make a mistake, or I'll call it an oops. I I played the same notes that I did with the banjo, and it wasn't nearly as bad. I just an additional suggestion. Okay? And last but not least, as you're doing this, there's something that you will discover once you get a song that you can learn to memorize. Are you ready? Playing by memory automatically contributes to, oh, there's something wrong in there, contributes to creativity. And what I mean by that is you may naturally learn to improvise whether you like it or not. Okay? Here's why. When you play a song, a simple song like this, and you learn to play it and you don't have to use the music anymore, eventually you'll play that song so many times without the music that it'll always be the song When the Saints, or any song that you're learning. But eventually you'll end up adding some other notes in there that normally isn't part of the music. And quite frankly, I'm a firm believer that if you have a song like this that's an easy play, these notes are so simply made that if you play the song exactly as it's written, it sounds a little on the mechanical side. So if you play it right, note for note, it may not sound right. So I always say play it wrong so it sounds right. Okay? In other words, if you hear the song, like if this way, I had this example yesterday. Anybody familiar with the song "I've Got the World on a String"? All right? Who do you associate with that song? Anybody? What crooner comes to mind? I've got the world on a string.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. Who else? Someone said Dean Martin yesterday. How about Michael Bublé?
Never heard of him.
You know what? They all sang that song. And if I came up with a few other artists, there are many people. If you heard Dean Martin's, Frank Sinatra's, and Michael Bublé's version of I've Got the World on a String, each one of them would be I've Got the World on a String. But it would be slightly different. But you wouldn't say, oh, that's not I've Got the World on a String. That's the right. No, they're all the same. They're just done a little bit differently. They may sing the notes the way they are. If someone watched me play All of Me, this has actually happened to me with New York recently, and All of Me. I was showing somebody by using music when I was playing the song, and I was playing the song on the instrument and showing it to them, and I played that song so much without the music that when I actually followed the music, it messed me up. And Jerome walked by, and he was giving me this funny look, and I was right in the middle of a major demonstration, and I was having a hard time because I played that song so much without the music that when I came by to use the music, I was like, wait, that's not how I played it. That's because I memorized it finally, and then I played it over and over, and there's other little notes. You ever wonder why people learn to improvise? Because they're playing a song by memory, and they naturally add little notes. Now, what keys are our songs usually? Key of C, key of F, right? Very common, isn't it? When you learn a song in the key of C or the key of F, and you play that song enough times without the music, eventually you learn to play that song without the music, you'll inevitably add little extra notes. And if you don't like it, what'll happen is you'll go back and you'll play that song again until you get it right. That works for you. But when you get it to the point where you're comfortable and you're not using the music anymore, guess what? You'll naturally add. You don't have to think about it. It'll just come naturally. And it might be one of those you go, I kind of like it this way. And guess what? That's the right way it should be. Now, before I play, when the Saints, and this time when I play it, I'm going to play it one time through, and then I'm going to improvise and do all sorts of little fun things with it. I do want to show something to you, and let's see if this works. All right. Let me screen share this. Okay, so today I told you if you clicked on here, you got the materials. Now, Linda and David, I see you in my view. Tell me if you see the music and the materials. Do you see that? Learning to memorize, and it says it's blank there, right? All right, let me go back. Now I'm going to click here, and let's see if I get the same thing. Now, folks, you're going to notice that the second one, now pay very close attention, this is very important. The second one is a link to a Dropbox. That's where I save the music, okay? And it's going to prompt you, hey, you want to sign up for Dropbox? You don't have to. Just click on this little X down there wherever you see it. And then it'll give you this option to download. Now watch what happens when I click this arrow. It says direct download. Okay? Now when you do that, it'll directly download it to your computer. And in your computer, there's a download option. Now when I do it here, watch what happens. Let's see. You'll see right here, a lot of computers put it right here.
Right.
And then you can click and open it. Now here's why I'm showing you this. Earlier, if you clicked on that link, none of that information was in there.
Right.
I was using that document and I was editing it as I went. So everything I just did is automatically saved. So that link, that email that you got today, if you click on that link, it'll pull up all of my notes that I gave you today. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if that wasn't enough, I'm going to give you another way to get it. Check this out. See if I can change my view here. Give me a minute. I post all the product feature classes and virtual variety classes on YouTube. Okay? And yesterday, let me pull up the YouTube. Okay, so Linda, can you see this one here? It says session 24.
Session 24, yes.
Okay, I'm going to do is I'm going to edit it. I can edit it from my account, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to save that. Okay, and I'm going to go back. Now, if you go to the YouTube channel and you find this video, and I'll do the one that we did today as well, and you click on it, it's going to start to play. Let me see. And I'll pause it. Okay, and I'm going to pause it. If you go in here, you'll see, you see that there?
Right.
You'll see that link there.
Okay.
Now, theoretically, if you click that link, it should open up the same file that I just showed you. Oh, and it wants, hey, sign up for Dropbox. They do give you a free account, but you don't have to. You can always exit out of there, and you can download it like I showed you. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if you wonder, well, I remember all this, well, guess what? The YouTube video is going to be posted, and everything I'm doing is being recorded. So you can always go back and watch that. What I'm trying to do is give you as much ways to get the music. Eventually, folks, I'm going to have a link pretty soon that I'm going to get to you. And when you click on the link, it's going to give you an option. When you click on it, it's going to look like this. All right. and it's going to have, you can do the same thing. You can download it. So and what's going to have is all of the materials from all of the sessions since April is going to be in here. You will be able to access all of the files. I had a lot of people that would email me, can you send me all the files? It's really hard. So I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to be able, I'm organizing this so you'll be able to go into today's class. If it says there's nothing in there, oh, there's Sean's music. I'll go back. If it says there's nothing in there, there was no materials of that week. Let's see what this one says. That folder's empty. That means that they didn't use materials that time. Let's see what's in here. Preset information. So stay on the lookout. I might share that in this weekend's email when I tell you about the upcoming classes. Look through the email. If it says access all materials from virtual classes, click here, and you'll be able to click that link. And then keep in mind, over time, don't lose that email, because if you click on that link, anytime it's updated, it automatically puts it in there. Just like
Robert, you have a question from Carolyn?
Carolyn,
Good morning, Robert.
good morning. Where are you? There you
Um,
are.
Good
I
morning.
have you on my gallery view, so I have to scan through. Okay.
Okay, Robert, on the bottom of the screen, it's a gray box with numbers. Do you do anything on that? Do you have to click on anything there?
When you say, what are you looking at?
Well, I can't see it now. When you were showing the music, I believe,
Oh, let me go back to here.
there was a box you were referring.
This?
No, no. It had to do with what you're just talking about.
Oh, the Dropbox, the links?
Yes, the Dropbox.
Let me see if I can go back here. And
It has numbers on it, two something.
okay, let me go back.
I don't know what the term is, the correct
This
term.
screen?
No, I understand that part. It was before
Okay.
that. Keep going. It's probably
Is
hard
it-
to reference. Oh, yeah, it just, no, you just showed,
Okay, when I did, I clicked this.
there was a long box underneath here, under the information. Well, I
Let
can't
me
see
click
it.
out of that.
That's it, right there.
One of two?
Yeah, do you have
Oh.
to click on any of that?
No, that's just telling you you're viewing the first of two pages in that.
And what's the other information there?
That's just all a bunch of other stuff about this. Is you can zoom in, zoom out. You can
Oh,
expand to full screen. You can print it directly from there if you want. If you hover your mouse over it, should tell you. Now, you're not going to be able to do it where you're at right now
Okay,
until you click on it. You're seeing what I'm doing right now.
exactly.
When you click on the link and you hover your mouse, see it says show sidebar.
Okay, I
Uh,
understand.
Page down, you zoom out, zoom in, full screen, print. You can print it from there, or you can download it, directly download it, and it'll go into your computer's downloads, and it'll go here. And if I click on this, you won't see it, but it'll show up on my screen as well. Okay? Now, keep in mind, what I'm showing you right now, some of you are going to get it right away, some of you are not. This is not something that's a one and done. I'm going to be constantly showing you because over time I want to make sure that everybody has the materials that we give our students for these classes, okay? So that was a great question. Any others before I play my final number? All right. Well, thank you for hanging in there with me. I actually went, I think, about 8 minutes shorter than yesterday. Yesterday went longer than I expected, but I didn't want to take any shortcuts on this today, folks. Not on this, and showing you how to acquire the information and the emails and the materials. So I want to thank you. Let me pull up a little bench. Now I'm going to do When the Saints Go Marching In, and I'm going to try it with a little different style here. And you know what? I think I want to, there it is. Ooh. There it is. All right. I think I'm going to have a little fun with this one. This is, did you know that, let me just make sure I have it right rhythm on. Did you know that Chuck Berry's favorite song was When the Saints Go Marching In? Did you know that? I didn't know that either. In fact, I just made it up. But we're going to make this, after this, we're going to make, that's what's great about this. If it sounds like Chuck Berry or Buddy Rich or any of these musicians, Tommy Dorsey, we can say that it was their favorite song because that's where we're going to do it. So I'm going to do a little 50s guitar rock with you here, and I'll even put on the tempo up a little bit. Let me see here, and we'll have a little fun with this. And here we go. Oh, camera, so you could see. My butt's not in the view, right? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed the class today.
Great lesson.
I had a great time with it, and I hope you
Thank you,
enjoyed.
Robert.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank you.
joining us today. Don't forget, tomorrow, the big grand finale, Students Mad Member Appreciation Day grand finale featuring our very own students. And we hope you enjoyed today's class. And if you have any questions, reach out to your PAs. You've got my email. You know how to get in touch with me. And by the way, one more last shout out to our little Easy P7 here. Ooh. We have some of these. I've seen them look so nicely next to another model. Look at that. It looks so nice next to some of you have a symphony. Look at how nice it complements that. There's always, there's never enough musical instruments in the home. So anyway, thank you so much.
Thank
Stay
you,
safe.
Robert.
Keep playing music and
Thank
you.
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye-bye.
Bye.